Hello everyone and welcome back to SWS versus Paquetá. This is map 2. SWS have taken Nuke in very fancy and clean fashion. Now we get to see if Paquetá can answer back with their own map pick of Vertigo. It was a walkover last time. These two teams played on Vertigo. Can SWS stop them this time? It will be Paquetá to start on the T side, the favourite side for me on Vertigo. Already they're making some bit of progress up toward A. I'm Travis alongside Cullen. Let us get started in this pistol.
Yeah, this is already going to be a brawl towards the A site. The classic play when it comes to Vertigo, take A, and then the full retake is on. But SWS, they don't want to wait for the retake. They're going through the smokes now, and the kills are decidedly going the way of Paquetá. Che is good for only one before they have to back off through the smoke and going to reposition, see if they can find any more damage on this retake. But a 1 versus 3 is a very, very difficult thing to do, regardless of how good you are at the game.
He gets the first though, but he's going to get pinched from two different angles. And of course, he does not have Kevlar, but because of that, he does have the defuse kit, so it's doable. He can get some heads, but no, Nithon takes him down. And that's a very nice, clean pistol from Paquetá, as you would expect from them early on. But yeah, that was a nice idea from SWS to go for that retake before the bomb had even been planted properly. Of course, one of the choices in the meta of the pistol round, playing CT Vertigo, is buy double grenades for the default plant spot. And then, play maybe a 5v5 after plant. That's what they tried to do. But this time, they tried to catch Paquetá off guard by flashing a couple of their players through the smoke. But yeah, it's this time it's going to be it will be Paquetá. So I'm managing to deal with it. So yeah, it's a nice attempt going for that bit more of aggressive play. It can catch off T's, but yeah, let's have a little bit of a technical issue right now. Hopefully, it will be sorted in a minute or two, but not too long. I hope.
Yeah, we should be right back into it. Just a mini problem, but that was a really good round from Paquetá. It is important for them to find the pistol after such a strong first map coming through from SWS. Paquetá really looking to find the momentum in their favor on their map pick, because SWS, I'm sure they're feeling very, very good coming out of that new performance.
Yeah, it was a very clean one for them, and to win it so easily as well, it's such a huge amount of confidence. Obviously, the maps have worked in that sort of fashion. In the last time we saw these two teams play, they did split their picks. It was a little bit different last time, though. And now, with the force buy coming in from SWS, it's already being dealt with nicely by David. That's a really nice entry in the Galil toward the B site, and already more damage done to Rux as well. He will get taken down in the end. Destiny helps out toward Che. And there's just 2 players remaining. This should be a second for Paquetá.
Yeah, already the B side is just completely gone. I would be surprised if SWS even go for this. I'm sure Ricky is just going to try to hold on to that AK instead. Gafolo with the scout maybe going to stick around, see if there's a little bit of damage to be found, but honestly, I think just making sure you have these guns into the next with your economy is more important, and Gafolo is able to get away with the kill onto Kagatex. It was a very dangerous one, but that kill is finished off, and now we see Destiny and IDK hunting up through this ramp. It means Ricky has to find these kills, has to find them fast. That's one and not the second. IDK is good to turn around and find that headshot. Ricky does find at least 1 kill, but not able to save the AK.
Yeah, and that's actually surprising that they go so hard on the hunt. I guess in that situation, you don't want SWS to have a similar round in the next one to to worry about, basically. So Paquetá will go on the hunt. They survive with 2 players alive, so that's fine. And now they have the chance to put up their money in this one, because we're only going to have a CZ, 2 CZs in fact, and a P250 and a deal as well. So this should be fine. No armor for SWS. Paquetá should get that clean 3-0 that they expected to get.
Yeah, it's I mean, just an important opener on your own map pick, making sure that SWS aren't able to take control of yet another map. That said, we do see a few upgraded pistols, Ricky with that Eagle in mid, so they could get a little bit of damage done if they are lucky. But Paquetá, full control of mid, looking like they want to maybe walk their way into the B site, just kind of making sure they have that full map control before they go for it. Nithon, he is going to find the first onto Ricky, and that is kills across the board within seconds. Wow.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lovely cleanup from David. It will give him another 3 kills, and of course with SWS, thanks to Matthias taking that first map, it's now time for David to answer back. Of course, I mentioned it was sort of him versus Matthias in the series prior. And now we're already seeing it once again. David working his way up to 5 kills to start. He was a little bit quiet, as we mentioned on Nuke, so it'll be big for him to get a good start in this map. He was an incredible performer. Last time he played Vertigo, it was mostly Destiny. to do an incredible scoreline of 28-9 in the end on the last time we played Vertigo between these two teams. So we're curious to see if he can replicate anything similar to that. Already, Paquetá working their way back up toward A again. This time, Ricky a little bit more aggressive on the org.
He is going to be rewarded with that aggression as well. David does find the opener, though, so it is a 4 versus 4 across the board for both of these teams, and they are going to back off of that A ramp and reposition, looking for a B take, actually, as there are only 2 players towards the side of the map. Only player on the site is Reeks, and Che is keeping an eye on mid, but if they explode into the site, it means that Reeks has everything to do and really no utility to do it with, so this is going to be a big test for this CT player.
Oh, a lot of utility raining in as well toward right. It's actually damage to 2 separate Molotovs, so when they combine damage, it can really catch you off guard. Putting out to 27, looking to maybe try and find 1 frag back. Rikioli's helping him out, though, with a great job coming in from the window position. He gets another frag as well, and there's Rykes peeking on good timing to do with IDK. Now it's all down to Kagatex. He gets 1, and he knows where Rikioli is. Gafolo is currently not in the action with the AWP, but he is rotating in. So with 35 seconds to go, Kagatex can play out this round, but there is a gap being held with the bomb dropped on the site.
Yeah, that is a difficult clutch, especially on this bomb site. It is such a hard one to really win out these clutches. There's so many angles you can get pushed from while you're planting the bomb, and bringing that bomb down basically means having to give up more than half of the site when it comes to angles. Kagatex, though, does start off with some good damage onto Gafolo, but it is going to be a double peek, and caught looking the wrong way both times. Just couldn't choose which player to hold the spray on, and that is going to give SWS their first round. They finally answer back after Paquetá find 3 in a row.
Yeah, and the problem with that is he had 5 bullets to find 2 players. So, you know, I mean, you're never going to get both that. If you're going to tap down 2, it's going to be one of the plays of the year. But, yeah, it's not going to happen for him on that occasion. And it will be the first round for SWS, as you say. That's a thing that is curious for me, personally, about this map and this series, is because so often when we see a team, you know, pick Vertigo, obviously in this bracket, it's the team who doesn't pick the map who gets to pick sides. SWS choosing to pick the CT side, and I feel like sometimes picking the T side can be really give you a huge advantage on a map like Vertigo. But they're going to try and get the worst side, in inverted commas, out of the way first. And they're going to have a buy in this round, of course. But they did survive with just 2 players alive, so Rykes on the MP9 is a little bit susceptible.
Definitely getting tagged down. This is a dangerous fight, but David is going to close it out in the end. Could have been a very, very bad spot for Paquetá if they weren't able to win that one out against an SMG, but now Rikioli looking to trade back at least one. Che is in a good position to find Kagatex through the smoke, though. Very smart positioning, just barely out of danger's way in that smoke, and that molly is going to force Rikioli to deploy the smoke. A dangerous position. Nade will come in, tag down Rikioli to 48, but so far not being punished anywhere past that.
Yeah, I mean, they've used a molly, and they've now revealed the information as that smoke gets deployed that he is towards sandbags. The Great One will come in and do some significant damage to him, as we said, but now the fact that Che has just shoulder-peeked the Kren position, which means they now see that it is completely clear, but so is the B site. If Matthias rotates in with a good timing, he could be on the site ready to defend before Paquetá get here, but they're going to pounce. It is a 4 versus 4. David and Earth on a low, and that's so much damage done to Matthias. Somehow he gets away with it, though. David will finally find him in the smoke, but Gafolo will answer back. There's another headshot for David. 3 on the round for him so far, up to 9 and 2. And it's all down to Che and Rikioli in this 2 versus 2 retake.
Yeah, both coming from a different direction. They do have a good chance to catch a player out, and David caught looking completely the wrong way, meaning Destiny is alone in a 1 versus 2. If Che finds a good timing, this could be a kill for Che, but also Destiny very aware of this possible take back from this mid-heaven position. Destiny doing a very good job of isolating these 1v1s, but it's going to all come down to timing. Of all comes down to who hits the shot, and right as the peak comes through, Destiny glimpses the wrong direction, and that will be a kill for Che and another round for SWS.
Yeah, that timing was horrible. I mean, I have to say I really, really respect the patience there of Che. I mean, we've seen such aggressive plays from him in the games we watched of him so far in this bracket over the last 2 or 3 days. That patience just shows, sometimes it really can win you rounds. Destiny double guessing himself at the end there. and able to get that timing toward Che, and he takes the frag. And how fast the flank came in as well to catch out David was pretty critical, considering he was low HP and always, can be a threat whatever health he's on. So it will be an important second for SWS, again taking control of the B stairs, but David is close once again. Basically a carbon copy duel from the previous round.
Yeah, the question is who is going to win it this time. It is David again, this time with a lot more health saved over from the last time. And oh my god, David, he also finds a beautiful headshot onto Matios, cracking open the B site with that kill, but they are going to be very patient, not actually head into the B site. In fact, it looks like they might be going for a fake, but Che, he is ready for this rotation. He will find a kill onto Destiny, and that's a lot of information for his team. He knows that they aren't towards this A site, and his teammates can just focus on locking down B.
Yeah, of course. Gartex is only on the Tech 9, so that's something that doesn't go in Paquetá's favour. But look at David. I mean, he's just trying to use everything to his advantage right now. That smoke, he can jump up on top of those sandbags and possibly get a view. But Riccioli spotted him, and now he's under some pressure. David knows he's there. The grenades are going to come in and do some significant damage to Riccioli, down to 22 HP now. Mollies are there to force him out, and Gartex will finish it off with a recovered M4. So 2v4. Paquetá once again looking to take a 2-round lead. Che on the edge of the site gets one. That's a good response. There's still 3 more to find. He looks to regress further, but David had his number. It's all down to Gafolo on an AWP, which I will imagine was a likely save.
Yeah, there's no reason to go for that. Really not going to happen when there's 3 players alive, especially considering how far they're spread out. We already see David completely rotating. In fact, he's going for the hunt, it looks like. They do want to try and take this AK away, David, and see if he can get a lucky flank in, but yeah, Gafolo, he really just needs to focus on getting somewhere safe that he can't get pushed, and that is not a great way to hold on to the op. A missed shot will give Nithon a free kill onto Gafolo, and there it is. Paquetá finally stopping SWS from putting a decent amount of rounds on the board. They do find 2 in a row, but Paquetá are good for their 4th, and they are good to take the momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't like being overly picky, but one of my pet hates in Counter-Strike is watching a CT try and save the AWP and then just not even try and save it properly. You try and go for frags instead. I mean, I can understand the one reason behind that perhaps is the fact that Paquetá, the economy isn't that great. Maybe taking 2 more would have, really given SWS a help in the rounds coming up. But yeah, it's a very tough one to justify sticking around for so long, and he will lose that sniper rifle, and it will mean that SWS are on this full eco and Paquetá will very likely take a 5th.
Yeah, I think the thought process behind that op save is that the best defense is offense. If they find that first opener, that's 1 less player they have to worry about getting double swung, and if they fall too far back, they, immediately open themselves up to a flank. But Destiny is going to go ahead and open up the A site with 2 great kills onto pistols. Of course, nothing, absolutely amazing on the side of SWS buy-wise, but still good shots that would have found the kill even if it was against AKs or ops, and that is a nice final kill for Nithon as well. 3 in the round for Nithon, 2 for Destiny, and a 5th for Paquetá, so pretty important numbers for all of them.
Yeah, and it keeps the economy very clean as well. I mentioned that, they're a little bit low compared to what you would expect from a team, possibly in a 4-2 lead. So the fact they clean it up very comfortably with all 5 left alive is very, very good indeed. David is up to 12-3, and he's looking very sharp so far. Exactly what we want to see. So maybe make Paquetá force this game a little bit closer. This is their trump card, this map. But here we go, Che jumping straight down in toward the A-Rab, and it's going to work out for 2 frags, maybe even a 3rd. He does get a 3rd, and Riccioli's there to help out as well. That is the way to answer back. Pure holding W, and IDK now is set in a 1 versus 5. At least gets the 1st, but it's a horrible situation.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane that Che is able to find not only, the opener there, but 2. The first 2 make sense. They were right where Che was heading, but the last one, that just should not have happened. Che had no right finding that 3rd kill, and it is insane they do that. Is a very, very ballsy play coming through from SWS to win what's looking like their 3rd round.
Yeah, I mean, IDK, he's got full health. Of course, he doesn't have the bomb, but Riccioli and Che are both low HP. Che, the hero of this round, and has had a fantastic series so far. But now there's been some noise made, and I think Riccioli will have heard that from underneath A to that double stack position. And they have every single angle held for the bomb. So it's going to be very tough. But Che, I have to say that the way he used the flashes from teammates to get down toward the A ramp, but really deep as well. He just ignored that smoke and basically jumped on, just strafed right round the crane angle and went full aggression. And that is a very nice choice from him. It works out this time. It won't work out every time, but it's still a really nice way to do it. LDK will get a little bit of information, but he's going to get pushed from the left-hand side in a couple of seconds. In fact, though, that player's low, so you can understand maybe a little bit of hesitation. The Molotov will burn out another, and okay, he's taking down Rux as well, but there's only 9 seconds. They realize now they can run away. LDK is taking a little bit too long. Even though he does recover the bomb, there'll be no time to plant it. I think 3 players will remain alive in this round.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary at the end there. The first kill, I'm not really sure how that came through. It was a player just walking into the Molotov, so kind of missed that. Oh, I'm so glad we get the replay of this. Yeah, the first 2, they make sense, but this one, how is David not winning that duel there? And also the fact that Nithon isn't able to close out that final kill. It just is really unfortunate, and it goes the way of SWS. Paquetá definitely going to be a little bit tilted after that one. I know I would be, but they still have enough money to go into this next round with a very solid buy. They have the full economy, and that is going to be a nade right onto Matios. Lands right at his feet, tags him down to 44. That's a good start for Paquetá. Nice amount of utility damage.
Yeah, I think that's the maximum amount of damage you can do with a grenade against someone who's fully armored. You know, it hits him and it does the full damage. So about 50, I think it was 56 damage in the end, and now he's down to 39 HP as well. Make that 5 HP as they know he's there and will continue to be pressured. But look where Rux is on the MP9. Somehow needs to try and get one, but he can't get any at all. Now Matios, he is basically going to be found very quickly, you'd imagine. Nithon is not going to push aggressively though, because they know he is only on. He is low, and he has to play with the bomb. So Michele will look for something, does get one, but David will be able to recover the frag and recover the bomb, and that should be able to herd it off toward the B side.
Yeah, good kill mid from Kagatex means that Che is all alone in 1v4. That is a good opener. Che finds the head of Kagatex very fast and flicks over to Destiny as well. This is turned from a 1 versus 4 to a 1 versus 2, but David with the op is going to be good for that kill. David finds 3 in the round. And Paquetá, they are starting to put a little bit of a lead between them and SWS. 6 rounds for them. It is only 3 rounds the difference, but SWS, with their economy in a little bit of a precarious position, are looking at what could be a runaway half that is going to run away from them, so they will call a tactical timeout to discuss what they need to do heading into this next round.
Yeah, double the score now of SWS, and this is kind of what you'd expect from a T side of Vertigo, to be fair. I would say on average we tend to see 10 5s 11 4s on the T side of Vertigo. It can be very hard to get anything really done on the CT side unless you get some insane plays like Che, which I think is kind of what SWS are thinking about. We need to do some real aggressive moves to get some cheeky rounds and possibly make this game close. But yeah, in the end, it will be another round for Paquetá. David too strong, up to 15-4 now. And what I will remind you guys is that the last time these two teams played on Vertigo, Paquetá won 16-5. So it's definitely a map that will be their favorite and in their wheelhouse.
And that's already an opener from Nithon. They are very, very ready to bring this home, this round home as well. Just trying to close this out as quick as possible. Make sure they can get the pistols done so they can get prepared for those rifles. David, in a very dangerous position, is going to get tacked down by Riccioli. Goes a little bit too far around that pole and is going to get peeked from around the corner. Kagatex, though, is good to take down Matios. So making sure this round doesn't get too far out of hand. Kagatex is trying to just lock down the B side, trying to keep these players distracted while the bomb makes its way towards A. But that is also 2 AKs for SWS that they can now decide to either go for the retake with or save for the next round.
Yeah, and Nithon, though, was already on the hunt, and he's on the hunt with the NWP, which is always dangerous, but he actually looking the wrong way, but he misses a quick scope up close. That is a little bit scary, and because of that, he'll get spooked and get out of there. He'll get 50-50 instead, but he will get blindsided by Riccioli, so that's the orb out of Paquetá's hands. It's a little bit dangerous, but you can understand why they want to clear these AKs away. It's such a huge advantage to have the AK as a CT. Now it's all down to Che. 13-7 has been the main factor for SWS so far in this game. Gets one. Now it's all down to Destiny to try and clear him out of this round. Of course, the round will be Paquetá's, but whether the AK goes for Che or not is another matter. In comes the frag. Che gets found by Destiny, and they clear out everyone on the CT side.
Yeah, after time for that last one as well. Che's economy is absolutely destroyed after that. Not going to be able to buy into this one. It is going to force Riccioli to, maybe drop something over. I do think, I said their economy was destroyed. I am just blind Che actually had a decent amount of money. Whoa! A decent amount of money. I am being punished for my my blindness. My body is revolting against me. But SWS, they are going to have not quite a full buy. The economy and the armor isn't there. They only have head armor on one of these players, but they do have the full rifles. So if they lose this, their economy is going to be in the dumps. And this is the round where they really need to make something happen. If they don't, Paquetá, they're looking at not only an 8th, but a 9th.
And look at this setup to a middle though. Rux basically with a double hold with his teammate. One above, one below, and that can be very difficult to walk into. The Bastion will push them off of that angle though. They at least will be able to get one, and that is actually Matheus's first kill of the game, by the way. So finally he's off the board. Che gets one, Che gets two, once again doing fantastic work on the M4. And he has a grenade for the default plant spot as well. That will do a significant amount of damage to Nithon. Fantastic work from him. They're now looking to try and hold this one. He is been the start for Paquetá, looking to do as much work as possible. There's one, almost a second. Ricky only gets away with it. There is no defuse kit picked up for SWS, so Nithon can play this timeout and possibly win out this round. He does have the AWP. He is only on 53 HP, but it is very doable indeed. Gets the first. Now it's all down to Riccioli, but he quick scopes him up close. Nithon with a lovely clutch for Paquetá, and it keeps them going on this T side.
Yeah, Nithon was looking a little bit shaky on some of those prior rounds, just missing a few slightly easier shots, but really getting those kills when they are needed. Nithon being that solid opera that is going to keep Paquetá alive, and that is an 8th for Paquetá, one that they are more than happy to take, as now SWS are going to be looking at really only a pistol buy, or a little bit of a force if they try to keep their money around 2,000. And Breaks, he doesn't have a gun in this one, so he is just going to go ahead and jump down. Actually manages to find one. Mattios finds another as well. And they're going to go aggressive. How is this happening? Riccioli and Che find examine. Mattios finds the last. A round that should have never gone in favor of SWS is their round within seconds. That was so crazy that I transitioned into a little boy voice for a second. I was so excited. I started. I mean, I went up an octave. That was crazy.
That was just a hilariously messy round. I mean, that could easily be something you see in Gold Nova. I mean, not to be up too harsh, but that massive whiff coming into the bottom of A ramp as well. The player just jumping past the angle just made it easy for the second to sort it out. And yeah, that is not one that either one of these two teams will actually probably want to look back on later. Even the team who won it will be thinking, okay, we've just caught them a little bit asleep. And I'll tell you what, who has caught a frag asleep is David. That is a ridiculous shot toward Matheus. Looking forward to seeing a replay of that later on. And of course, Matheus has had a real rough game so far. He was the hero of Nuke, but now it's all down to this sight hold for SWS. Of course, they've been put down to a pretty rough buy. They took so much damage in going for those hunts earlier on, but losing to that force rush has really put them in a rough spot. David, with that frag, does manage to pick up the AWP, but SWS do have defuse kits in this 4 versus 4 retake.
Yeah, the fact that they even get the bomb down is a large victory for Paquetá, but I'm sure they really want to win this, especially after the previous round. Want to really get back that pistol round victory in their favor, make up for the round they just lost, and they are in a good position to do it. Destiny is in a stellar spot to punish these players coming through, but Che is good for 1 and 2, and now it's all on to IDK. The bomb isn't exactly planted in his favor. We'll have to win out not 1 but 2 fights here. That is damage onto the diffuser, nice. But it is no kill. Gafolo is going to stick it as Che finds the kill.
Yeah, that was really clean in the end. I was impressed by the the patience, because time's ticking down low. It can easy to be a little bit want to rush that. I just want to see this frag though. Oh, dirty. Matheus on the AWP, out of the round straight away. In the end, unfortunately, not enough to win it, as we saw here. They were a little bit, delayed getting that smoke onto the bomb, but it did work out for them. In the end, a real clean retake in the end. Only losing a few bodies when they could have easily lost, a lot more. And then smoke onto the bomb in the end was enough. They could swing on top of the default box, so a very nice one for them. And of course, considering that was a force buy for Paquetá, they are on pistols once again. Around, a bit of utility, but just Eagles and Tech 9s. And this is actually looking to be a decent CT half for SWS if they can overcome this one.
Yeah, if they are able to string together just a few more, they could be in a pretty strong spot. And this is a good start. Che finds 1 and 2, looking for the 3rd as well.
A lot of damage done by the pistols. Look at that. Oh, and look at that. Matios, he just turns away at the wrong time. But never mind. He gets 2 quick kills. Thankfully, both of them were tagged. So it only took body shots to take them down. But now it sets up David. The one person you don't want to set up. But Gafolo is already there on the angle to get 6 for SWS. Very nice from them. The madness is recovered. We see Che here on the frags toward middle. That's very nicely done with the AUG. Of course, the fire rate isn't particularly high on the AUG. So it can be hard close range. It can easily get caught out. They do get one in return, but look at that. Matios just swings away as they peek toward the B site. But in the end, 2 flags were enough, and it activates his teammates to rotate in. So, last round of the half about to come in. 2 AWPs this time on SWS once again. Can they finish off the half even?
I mean, yeah, if they can, that's definitely a big victory for them, especially considering, you know, that this is maybe one of the more T-sided maps. At least that's how it is in the NA region. I don't know if that is different for other regions, but I would say that this is a little bit T-sided, and Nithon, he's looking to make this round T-sided. Finds the opener in Gafolo, getting shot at. No damage actually taken, but definitely in danger, and Destiny will turn that danger into a reality. A quick headshot on the pop-up, leaving Che alone on the bomb site. Matios is here to support with the op, not able to connect a shot as the smoke plumes in his face, and David will take down Che. The round is pretty much over. That last kill is going to cement it, as now Reeks is alone in a 1v5 on the flank.
Yeah, everyone on SWS basically got deleted in that round. The flank shouldn't be able to do much either, but yeah, that was real nice stuff from Destiny, especially 2 very tasty entries from him. He will be looking for the last will Rikes, but it's Gigatex to take him down. So a very nice, clean 9-6 half there for Paquetá, but they would have been hoping for a bit more than that, to be honest. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed that they couldn't reach double digits on that half. You know, the economy was a little bit rough for them at some point because they went on the hunts to take the rifles out of the CT hands so often. They lost so many numbers doing that they had sort of 2 rounds with pistols, which, SWS managed to overcome. So still, it's a lead, and they should still be confident in the second half.
Yeah, it's a lead, but it's not a giant lead. I mean, that said, we did see SWS, head into their second half with 10-5, which once again is a little bit of a small lead. I mean, it's a lead nonetheless, 5 rounds the difference, but it's a lead that can easily swing into a different direction. But then they, very much took it home in a very convincing fashion. So if we saw SWS improve so much on their map pick over these past 2 days, the possibility stands that Paquetá could very much do the exact same thing on their map pick. Maybe their Vertigo is a lot stronger than it was just a few days ago. And if that's true, it's very dangerous for SWS because their Vertigo was already very strong. Paquetá had a very strong performance against SWS. 16-5 was the first Vertigo we saw. So SWS already have more rounds in this map than they did the previous time they played Vertigo against Paquetá. So yeah, I guess it really comes down to how it's going to come out. That said, Paquetá, their side that they were the strongest on, or at least the side we saw the most from them on, was their CT side. They did find 11 rounds on their CT side last time we saw them on Vertigo. So SWS, they are still in a decent amount of danger.
Yeah, that's probably the worrying factor for SWS in that situation. I mean, you've done a real good job to get a 6-9, which is not really too bad. But the problem is that Paquetá, as you say, 11-4 on their CT side, and the last time out, I think that is very, very strong indeed. We haven't even seen their T side yet, so I would still heavily favour them if their CT side was previously so strong. SWS maybe not as well versed on the T side of this map. It can be if you're not really well versed in your strong defaults on Vertigo and your A plays and your A executes, that's something a good Vertigo team can really exploit. We mentioned obviously how it's T sided, sorry, but if you make some mistakes when it comes to those sort of executes, you can really be exposed. So I would expect Paquetá to win this, but at the moment SWS they've put a little bit of a better foot forward this time around.
Yeah, they definitely look a little bit stronger. I mean, I think that it's really going to come down to the CT side. I think Paquetá are a very tactical team. They are a team that work really well with their team play. They do have players that can do absolutely amazing things. They have David, so that's always a factor. But also their holds are just very strong. I think it's really going to come down to how SWS play their T side, which we are actually are going to get right back into right now. we only got to see one round from their T side, one round that they won from their T side the last time we saw them on Vertigo. So if there's any changes made from the side of SWS, it should be on their T side, because that was where it was really, really quiet. Also, I just realized what I said was very false. They only got 4 rounds on their T side. We only saw them get 1 round on their CT side last time because of how short that half of the map was.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem for SWS as well, I mean, just look at the scoreboard right now. Che, 22-11. Riccioli, 14-11. There's only a maximum of 5 kills on anyone else on SWS. 5-14, 4-15, and 3-10. So it's not been a fantastic start for those 3 players. They're going to need to all turn up if SWS want a chance on their T side. They will be delighted with their CT, but already they're getting pressured from 2 different angles. An opening pick from IDK toward the crane position will force SWS back away toward the B stairs.
Yeah, and they immediately try to chase the flank coming in. I believe it was Destiny on the flank, maybe. And they go for the rotate towards B, but he was so close to them that he's able to hear the full rotate, meaning that almost all of the players are towards this B site. SWS are just being completely red here, and the round is falling apart as Destiny and Nithon do double up for those kills in the end. So a beautifully red round from Paquetá. Everything that they needed to do there, I mean, they just did perfectly. They found the opening pick on ramp, and then they got a great flank that didn't actually net a kill or really any damage, but an insane amount of information, and then they're just super ready for that rotate. Paquetá, they are looking really solid, at least in the pistol, and if they can keep up play like that, they should be taking this map home very, very convincingly.
Yeah, Destiny's flank there, you know, as you say, they chased it straight away, but in the end, that just the information with the steps running toward B was just way too loud for, you know, Paquetá not to pounce on. So in the end, it will mean that they clean it up very comfortably indeed, and it puts them up to double digits on this next round. Unfortunately, it's not going to be anything for SWS in this one. They're saving for the AKs in round 3 of the second half. And Gafolo, he's made his way up the ladder toward middle, waiting for a bit of aggression because he's got a Zeus. Now, he's trying to be a little bit cheeky with that one. He's only 3-11. Maybe he thinks that the taser will work out for something a little bit more different for him. But unfortunately, there's going to be no CT walking toward his position. And with just the Glocks, it's just down to these players to waste the clock down and try and make Paquetá expend their utility.
Yeah, that's actually, it's interesting you bring up the scoreline because it's something that I haven't even really noticed that much, but the SWS scoreboard is kind of a crazy one considering we have Che at 22, Riccioli at 14, and then everyone else at 5, 4, and 3. And they're also going to add 5 more kills to their scoreboard. They're a very clean hold in mid, but the problem with SWS for this map is that they can't get the team working very cohesively. They have some players really performing, but everyone else is playing a little bit quieter than they usually do. Maybe some uncharacteristically poor performances coming through, which, hey, when you're up against Paquetá, it can be very difficult to get the ball rolling. But that's probably one of the large, it's one of the large factors going. Yeah, one of the large factors as to why they're losing all these rounds. So that's definitely difficult for SWS.
It's certainly difficult, and that's at least something to work with. I mean, IDK getting a little bit aggressive toward ramp. That's just the early spray that can come in and really prove to be a problem if you get found early on. So that's something to work with. And now they're going to take advantage of that and try and push towards middle quickly. Destiny can get caught immediately by Rux, and that's actually the B site itself open for business because it's only the MP9 toward B stairs to worry about. Gafolo is looking in toward middle. We'll get the information toward Nithon, but it is going to be a 3 versus 4 retake. Do they even decide to go for it?
I think that if they're able to find one of these kills fast, maybe Kagatex finds it, they go for it, but yeah, never mind. 2 kills go the way of SWS, and I'm honestly a little surprised David is sticking around. They do spot him out, and it looks like the flank is already prepared to try and get behind him. We do see, I believe it is Gafolo, only on 3 health, so maybe not the strongest flank right here, but they are looking to catch off any sort of rotation with this AK to try and hold on to it. David, he's just going to sit back in that T spawn, try to hold on to that AK. If David can hold on to it into the next round, that is going to bolster the Paquetá economy a fair amount going into this next buy. But SWS, they decide not to hunt too hard. It is probably not the safest choice with their economy, so they will just be happy with that first round in the second half.
Yeah, David's up to 21-9 now, which is a very nice performance from him on Paquetá. Of course, he is being matched by Che, who's on 23-13 right now. As we mentioned, he was the only one really putting up a huge amount of numbers for SWS. And we're going to go fast toward middle early on, actually, for SWS. Kagartex does have his AWP available. It is a glass cannon, and look at that nade stack coming in. That is a common angle. That is why he's so far back away from that corner edge to avoid those grenades. And obviously, if he was going to take any damage to those with the glass cannon, he would have already been out of this round. So, good decision to not take it too aggressively, as SWS look to take back the A ramp position.
Yeah, I really like that choice for the nades there in mid. Even if they don't peek around the corner, those nades hitting exactly where they hit give a lot of aim punch to that opper as well, and create a lot of smoke that make it very difficult to see a player model through. So they are they almost double as a flash and a nade there. So just a very smart place to use your utility if anyone's looking for some little tricks for their pugs going forward. But this is going to be a pretty straightforward A ramp take. IDK is going to be in the corner, so he's going to be tested. I don't know if he's going to see any of these players right away. He will not find the kill, but he does find a little bit of damage onto Reeks, and I thought he has to reposition as he's now the only player on site. Can't connect any of the spray. Reeks tagged down to 5 health now, but still finding kills, and Gatex just an inch away from connecting those 2 shots through the smoke. Che and Matios will double up for a kill each, and that is going to bring SWS a very clean 8th round.
Yeah, that is a huge shame. I mean, at the end of the day for Paquetá, that is just missed shots. I mean, the MP9 can be hard to use when you're getting rushed down like that, but the AUG, peeking toward Gap there, is, unfortunately, not able to connect anything really at all. You could see it was quite a significant miss, unfortunately, there for Nithon. One thing I will bring up is the AWP factor for Paquetá, because we've spoken about how they switch it between Nithon and Kagartex. It was Nithon doing most of the primary AWPing for Paquetá. Last time we watched Paquetá play this map, but this time Kagartex was the first to pick it up. Maybe that was because that was the money they had available, as he was on the glass cannon, but still, he didn't switch it over or anything, so it'd be interesting to see if Nithon buys up Kevlar in this round and gives it over to Kagartex. He has put up Kevlar himself, so I doubt it. But they do tend to switch the AWP around, don't they?
Yeah, that's actually something that I've noticed a decent amount in a lot of these South American teams, is that they do have designated oppers, people who will usually have it, but they're not afraid to hand it over to any of the other players, and those other players know how to use it pretty well, so it's never really that bad of a call when it does get swapped over. I mean, we've seen, Gafolo is usually the opper for SWS, but it hasn't been that rare to see people like Matios pick it up. And like Riccioli also, I think I've seen him pick it up a few times. And as you were saying with Paquetá Gaming, they also do change hands with it a little bit. That is a great peek coming through from Paquetá. They jump across Destiny to mess up the aim, and then Kagartex, he swings around the corner and finds the opener there, so that was beautifully played. But Gafolo is going to trade back with 2 of his own, finds 1 and 2, both on that sidewalk position, and that is going to bring this back in favor of SWS.
Yeah, and they're going to have Rux clearing up the B site here as well. So, even if they decide to go toward A, they're going to have a flank to deal with. And never mind. Gafolo, that is a dirty shot. That's AWP. It was Stay David, of course, you mentioned. That was a real nice play from him. David will manage to pick it up, but now he's in a 1 versus 4. He will be pressured from every single angle. There's 2 in toward middle. There's 2 in toward A as well. He will find the first. The bomb has been plotted away from this position, and Riccioli is still around and about to recover that AWP and take it into SWS's next round. So, yeah, I completely agree with you. That was a real nice play in the middle. They got the timing just right to jump the USP over, so the AWP could take the pick. We're about to see it right now. There goes Destiny, and Matios meets his demise to the AWP. But that's a nice shot from Gafolo, taking it out of the round eventually. And David will get 1 in return, but obviously taken out by Riccioli. So it's a good T-half so far from the SWS. I mentioned how their CT was pretty decent for this map, so they're getting ever closer right now.
Yeah, I also just wanted to highlight that Gafolo just doubled his kill count with that round. He was on 4, now he's on 8. He must have heard us talking about how he's having a quiet game and just said, okay, well, you want to see me single-handedly win a round? Then, you know what, I'll do it, whatever. Just to show you I can. But now Che is going to add more and more to that kill count, but it's going to be Destiny to actually mow down the 2 players running towards A. Gafolo misses a shot through the smoke, not able to connect on to those players trying to retake mid. Now Gafolo is about to get pushed from every angle. Good for 1, falls into the smoke.
No
Is
way.
good for another. How are you still alive? Gafolo, 1, 2, 3, jumps into the site, gets 3 kills, that they have absolutely no right finding and wins the round for SWS. Riccioli finds the last. What an insane play.
That is quite possibly the most insane play we've seen in this entire bracket so far. I mean, he missed the first shot toward middle, then he makes a decision while the noise is going off with all the bullets being shot to jump through that smoke. He gets one, he gets two, he gets a third as well. And even if he didn't get that third, the trade would have been instant. So that is a play that we're going to see on the highlight channels later on. That is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe Paquetá, I don't think they even expected that to happen. Clearly they didn't. But I'm not even sure SWS expected it either, because that was just absolutely insane. If it's not to 11 and 13, I can't quite believe that tactic that worked.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to do against that. Paquetá, they call a timeout. They're just like, hey, what are we supposed to do there? There's nothing we can do. I'm sure that they're not really too worried about talking about that round, because anytime someone does something insane against you in CSGO, you kind of just have to be like, they're good. Go next. Let's see if we can do better this next round. They are going to be going into this round. It looks like they are going to buy up those pistols, at least a few upgraded pistols, 2 Deagles, and then 1 5.7. We do see a P250 come out as well, really getting a nice spread here of all those pistols. But Paquetá, they are going to save up enough economy to make sure they can buy into the next after this round. This should be SWS finding an 11th and tying us up, unless something absolutely insane happens with the Deagles, which wouldn't be the first time, and I'm not even sure it'll be the last time in this bracket.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about the AWP players we've seen so far between these 4 teams, haven't we, in this bracket? And it's just absolutely remarkable that they just keep making plays and keep making, moments to talk about. And this time that was Gafolo's. That is most certainly his play of the event so far. They are going to clear up these pistols, SWS, pretty cleanly. Che had taken a pretty decent amount of damage, but he should be okay. He'll be swapped over the AWP to be a little bit safer. It's a nice shot from Destiny, and because Che is low HP, he can't afford to go into trades. So 3v4, if Destiny goes through this smoke, he could pick up a timing, but at the moment he's just going to grab that AK and fall back.
This is a good flash that is going to force these T players off of the ramp, at least for now. But are they going to be ready for Destiny up close? He finds the first and immediately repositions. This is turning into actually a very doable round for the side of Paquetá. Matios will find the 1 op player, though. David going to punish a look in the wrong direction, and now they're both low. Nithon only has to hit 1 bullet on Che here. It's about who hits the shot first, and Che, no scope with the op, will save it. 3 health in the end for Che, and 11 across the board.
I mean, they will look back on that now and say, okay, we should have taken down Che first, because if we did, we would have won the round. The pistols of Paquetá come so close, but SWS keep the run going. They're putting a lot of pressure on Paquetá right now. This is the map that we've spoken about. Paquetá have such a great record on and such a great performance on last time out on. So SWS, having made a run on this T side, I mentioned Vertigo is T-sided. They are really, proving to be a huge force to be reckoned with. Gafolo, I'm still thinking about that AWP play, how he made that happen toward middle. I mean, there were so many factors of just, knowing how the game works and the mechanics of the game that made that clutch possible. All the bullets being shot, the AWP shot just missing in mid, so he takes a bit of a time to run toward the window so his footsteps won't be heard. And that smoke, as it fades, he goes through it at the right time, gets the no-scope up close. I mean, I could analyze that one forever, and we could perhaps see him on better teams in the future, because we've said about him and Matios, young players looking to try and make the grade in the future, and they are really fantastic players to watch.
Yeah, this is just so fun. This has been, such a crazy map to watch. These teams have really been giving us, amazing things to cast over all week throughout the entire, 3-day bracket, and definitely not stopping here as well. That is a good start from David. I do believe David found that first. Yeah, he did. And now he was looking for more, but misses the jump up at first, decides not to go for it again. The flash isn't there anymore, so just going to drop Molly and back off. The Molly will force one of the players back. I do believe it forces Gafolo back a little bit and lays this B take for a bit as SWS, they kind of figure out what they want to do.
Split's going to come in, though, and that's going to catch a brilliant timing from Rikes toward B. He gets one, but flashed by Riccioli. That might be, sometimes the kill feed can be a little bit deceptive, but it's still not going to matter. Kagartex in that quad position, gets 1, gets 2, and gets 3 to finish off the round. That is a settler that Paquetá desperately needed. Of course, they're still going to be under pressure because SWS have economy to rebuy, but that is going to be a critical one to stop the rot.
Yeah, that's very much what they needed. If they lost that, their economy would have been in a pretty rough place, and SWS would have only continued to build that that lead more and more in their favor. So very, very strong play from Paquetá. Very important round, but the question is, can they keep that up? Because SWS, they look stellar on this second half so far. They looked strong on the first half, but the second half, they are really, really showing off. I mean, we highlighted earlier how low some of these players were on the kill count. One was on 3, one was on 4, one was on 5. Almost all of them have at least doubled their kills already going into this, meaning that they are already, as good as they were in the first half, and there's so many rounds left that there's only more and more room for these players to really show off. So SWS, I think that they are definitely feeling revitalized in this second half.
Yeah, this really is a critical swing round coming in right now. I mean, Paquetá, they don't have great economy. SWS, of course, they might have one more buy after this, but it'll be a little bit stretched, probably 3 or 4 AKs. And there's any information from Nighthon. Spots ahead of Matthias with the back of A ramp. Tries to go for a wallbang, but won't get it just yet. Paquetá looking like they're ready for this hold. Nighthon, though, he misses the first shot. He's going to have trouble getting away. He is supported by utility. He's going to be under pressure. He'll be mollied out of the Sandmax position. IDK does burn him down in the end, but it's an exchange of Molotov kills. Now it's down to Jay to entry. He gets the spray on the first, but can't get the second. Kugatek swings and deals with him after some damage was done. And now in this 2 versus 3, SWS are in a bit of a rough spot.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult site take. Folo is so far up the ramp that it's a little bit difficult to back off. Alone pretty much taking this A site. Matios is towards that sidewalk trying to help out as much as possible, but bomb plant comes down. Matios has to get something done, and that is a beautiful opener onto David. Swings out, finds the head, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Now this is much more doable, but so much damage onto Gafolo. Going to tag him down to 8 health.
Yeah, but if there's one way to hold us site, it is with the AWP. Gafolo, he's done some crazy stuff so far, but they're going to hold the bomb. They have the defuse kit on Destiny. I don't think they're aware of that, and they are going to get that defuse through, despite the fact Gafolo gets the first frag. They're going to clear out everyone, though, on Paquetá, and that is really good. Sure, you lose the round, but you look at the economy. I mean, you've got 3.7, 3.6k on a few of these players. Everyone is down. They're going to have an okay buy, but, it only takes one round for SWS to find. And of course, getting the bomb plant means they're going to be fine in this round to again, make it a possible even game.
That is a scary round for both sides. I think Paquetá really needed that win there, but SWS, they aren't too upset with how it went. The fact that they get all of the kills. It is always really, really annoying to lose a round to just a stuck defuse. I think if they hit that op shot, that initial peak with the up, then they can really swing out and punish that second player on the bomb. But the fact that the first op shot was missed is what really cost them that round. But no point in reminiscing too much. Nighthon is going to just get ready for this next round, finding the opener onto Ricky Oli, putting this round in the favor of Paquetá. But a quick trade back. Kagatex is good for 1 and 2, locking down the ramp, making sure that Paquetá have the player advantage in this one. That is a great 2K.
Yeah, and it could be a 2K that secures the round as well. I mean, it's a critical one, as I say, for Paquetá to just try and secure this situation. Gafolo goes for a peek through the Molotov, but he'll get punished for his misgivings. Down to 17 HP. Gatex will get mollied away from the double stack, and he's spotted, but there are 3 players here. Che gets 1, Che gets... Oh, I was about to say Che gets 2. The lineup was there, but even if the lineup was there for him, he probably would have been traded immediately. So Paquetá have stabilized. It's taken them a while on the CT side. We saw them win out 11-4. CT side last time these two teams played it, but SWS have put up a great face so far on this map. Che with 28 and 17 right now has taken everything that Paquetá have to keep their lead. They're going to have a bye, but it's going to be a little bit scuffed, and if Paquetá win it, they'll be in pole position.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like we're going to see a map 3. SWS were really starting to convince me that they might take this in a 2-0. I mean, definitely with the performance at the start of this half, but Paquetá looking a lot stronger. That said, SWS, they are finding the picks into this round. The SMG is really doing the work. Reeks is good for 1 and does upgrade as well. Gafolo doing that opt work as well. That will be a quick trade. Gafolo's head is ripped off by Destiny, another player who has been absolutely stellar for the side of Paquetá, but it is going to be SWS finding those last 2 kills and finding their 12th, trying to stave off that map point.
Yeah, that's a really critical one as well. I mean, that just makes such a huge difference. It's unbelievable. The swings and roundabouts of Counter-Strike. Do you full eco here if you're Paquetá? I mean, you have 2.8 on 2 players. You have Kagatex on 1.9. That's almost double eco range. It's such a tough one to say. I think they are going to do just that. It's going to be just a few pistols. That's a horrible situation, really, for them. They can know they're going to have not the best of gun rounds coming up next. And already, Riccioli is aware of that situation. Spots a couple of players, but he's on the Mach 10. He's the one looking to hunt. There is no armors available for Paquetá, so this game is getting very close to an even situation once again.
Yeah, extremely close, especially considering how this round is going, but Gotex and Nithon finding kills they shouldn't find. David also getting a dig, and now this is a 2 versus 3. Nithon almost closes out that kill, but Che does keep that from happening. That would have been an absolute disaster. That would have pretty much ended the round right there, but this should be in favor of SWS, and they're actually going to rotate through mid. Gotex will be in a good position to catch these players off, but no kill damage onto Rakes. A dink, a tag on to Rakes, but no kill, and now it's David all alone. It looks like he is going to maybe not go for this. There it is, now heading towards B. I thought David might choose to save and head towards A, pick up one of the many guns that is somewhere on the ground, and that is actually what is going to happen now. This is SWS finding a 13th, only one round away from bringing this to a tied game. 14 all is very, very possible.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense for David to go back toward the guns and manage to find the AWP. I don't believe with the loss bonus that Paquetá have, they would have been able to afford the AWP in this next round. Maybe it would have been a glass cannon if they could, but this is a real critical save for him. And yeah, good work in the end from SWS to clean up this one. That was very tight stuff indeed. The dink, as you say, almost a mix of dink and tag. It could be a dag or a tink, one of the two. They all sound nice, don't they? So maybe they could all work in the future. Maybe we could advance the repertoire of the word tag for damage in Counter-Strike. I do like that very much. But yeah, we will move on to round number 28. It is Gafolo on the AWP on the T-side, of course. SWS are at full strength, and Paquetá, with that up save, are at a similar state. This is the biggest round of this best of 3 so far.
Yeah, this is the decider. If SWS win this, they're probably going to find match point first. If they lose this, Paquetá finally find their match point. And, it's just danger all around. And it looks like this is a little bit of surprise, but it's going to come towards A on Vertigo. Never something we've seen before. This is sarcasm. A is the most common site for Vertigo. Very good sarcasm from me. Very hilarious. But no, heading into this round, it is just going to be pretty slow from both of these teams. Just trying to find a quick opener, see if they can get lucky with some over-aggression being punished, but nothing yet.
Yeah, you can sort of really feel the nerves maybe at this stage of both these two teams. Neither one of them want to overextend in scenarios. Neither one of them want to be the team or the player to give up an early advantage that, you could look back on later and say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, sleepless nights for those sort of situations. Of course, Paquetá, it's more important for them, I would say, to win this round than it is for SWS, because SWS will have a decent buy in the next round, whatever happens. So Paquetá, they need to get these frags. Nithon is defending toward ramp once again in that same position, and he will get the first toward Che. Can he get the second? He can. Looking for more. That's a third for Nithon. Looking for perhaps a fourth. Gafolo will finally trade it, but that should be enough.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want an op to do. They didn't even look like difficult kills. The positioning was just exactly where they needed to be for those kills. Nithon is just, really shooting down range, like shooting fish in a barrel. And now there's only 2 fish left for the side of SWS, and make that 0 as Destiny finds the last 2. And Paquetá, they find map point on their map pick.
Just about as well. In the end, there's a little bit too much of separation there. You could tell. They had plenty of utility. Look at that utility Reichs just dies with there at the end. They're convinced they can go back in for the trade. At least maybe go 1 for 1, but against an AWP, that's such a risky thing to do, and they have plenty of smokes and mollies and flashes to try and get that AWP off the angle. It can be tough, of course, when it's in that position, and they can just hide behind the corner of the crane and be absolutely fine. So that is unfortunate in the end for SWS. For Paquetá doing the right thing at the right time and getting those AWP frags exactly as they need them. Che advancing straight through gap position, gets 1 for 1 as Nithon answers back, but he's pressured towards sandbags.
Yeah, the molly comes through, but the smoke is there for Nithon to stay alive. They don't have any nades to really punish this player back in pit either. There is going to be 1 nade, but that comes from Nithon as Destiny also finds a kill onto Che. A lot of damage taken for that kill, but really no harm, no foul as long as you finish off the kill. It is a victory in its own right. Nithon will finally get taken out, stuck in sandbags, and finally killed by Gafolo as the bomb and Matios start to make their way towards B, actually towards mid, where David is waiting with open arms, but no kill. Instead, Matios finds that, and that could be the decider of this round as Riccioli trades that kill in mid from Kagatex as well.
Yeah, that's a humongous trade. Really, really nicely done from Riccioli. It's been Matios, it's been the player that's really been struggling so far for this team. But that one Deagle frag toward middle is enough to basically seal this round for SWS. Of course, Paquetá, they can't afford to go for it. They can't afford to give up this AWP. Destiny will try and save it for round number 30. This is some real impressive work from SWS. Some nice work toward middle there at the end, especially the traded instant from Matios, from Riccioli. And in the end, again, it's just down to this up. It's Destiny again at 26 and 19. He was the player who was top fragging for this roster. When they last played Vertigo, I believe he went 28 and 9 on Vertigo when they last played. So he is once again showing his worth on this map. But now it will all be down to the final round of the game. They're both going to be at decent strength. I say decent strength. Destiny can drop one gun and they can buy one other M4. But other than that, it's going to be a FAMAS and an MP9, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at an overtime. I think we're definitely getting close to an overtime, as SWS will have a lot more utility going into this one than Paquetá. As long as Paquetá are able to find, you know, maybe like an opener, they could close out here, but they really don't have the utility to slow down a full-on take. And a nade is already going to force Destiny off of the angle a little bit, as SWS are looking to maybe take some fast mid control, maybe split towards B, as Matios is gearing up towards those B stairs as well.
It looks like that could be the plan, the long-term plan anyway. And I mentioned there could be an MP9. It's not going to be an MP9. It's actually going to be the FAMAS and David on the M4 and just the Kevlar. He had no utility able to be purchased, of course. But now we will be splitting in toward this mid position. That forces away the CTs. Can they do anything about this position? It's going to be hard to hold, to be honest. And when the Ts have mid control, they're going to fall back off of it because of that reason.
Yeah, that is a small victory for the side of SWS. It is nothing just yet, but that is a big victory. Finding the opener onto IDK. Destiny will trade one back, and Nighthon finding one as well. Now this is in favor of Paquetá, but can they keep it up? Destiny's good for 1, 2, 3. That's 3 kills in mid for Destiny, and now Matios all alone. 1v4 has everything to do to keep this map alive, and David is good for the last. 16-14 in favor of Paquetá, and they win their map pick and take us